Hi, this is Karsa KKWX. Karsa is my name, KKWX is my empire, and today we're going to be doing a short little excerpt from our two friends here. We have, unless some of the others show up too, but we have Cyv and we have Kormac that we're going to be having a conversation with. So let's get to it.
How about...
Do you guys remember what happened last week?
We
Damn, I
nearly
actually
got our
don't.
shit wrecked
Jesus.
while wrecking shit.
Oh, right, that did happen.
Yeah.
Well, you guys did. I was fine. I took like fucking 4 damage. That was 5. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Collectively, we got our shit wrecked while wrecking shit.
You got your shit wrecked by Tharks, which we call half shark, half thane.
Well, we were gonna call them Shane, but then we realized that we don't actually know what they call themselves, and naming all of them Shane just seemed inappropriate.
True. And you killed most of them anyway, so...
Killed all of them.
But you did let go of the shark that was...
Not his fault. Or her fault, his
Captured.
fault. Their fault.
And you destroyed the thane that was already in... that was captured as well. Noting that that was a Willis thane that probably was captured by Blingiel.
Unfortunately, currently, the only 5 subgroups of Thanes that Korvac is willing to listen to are the Emperor's Thanes and the Separatists. Because fortunately, Willis's Thanes are just too much on the find Willis, tear everything apart till we find Blangiel. And that's not a train that's allowed to keep going.
Alright. Well,
AKA, we're not on the crazy train.
after you had basically destroyed another one of her mining facilities, Raiden had a conversation with Liz. In the dark. And then Cyv decided he was going to jump in, add his 2 cents worth too. So, you just saw Raiden leave the room. What are you gonna do, Cyv?
Well, shortly after, we would also hear the sound of an explosion outside the fucking ship.
That is true.
Because for whatever reason, he thinks that that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I mean...
Well, no, I know why he did it. He
So do I!
He created a beacon in order to bring the bear into view.
I could have thought of about a dozen better ways to do that.
I mean... With what he did, the bear's senses would have to be hypersensitive to other powers being used in order to detect what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fairness, nobody expects basically the equivalent of an atomic bomb going off in the middle of space.
Why not? That's basically the sun.
You know what? Touche.
He only put it a few hundred feet outside the ship, enough to like not damage the ship. The galactic scale of things, that was a pretty small explosion.
Yeah.
Now, if it is all just whether or not a power was used, which then I would completely understand, him having, or the bear having a little bit more sensitivity to divine powers being used, sure. And if that was his whole point, then yeah. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just like, I hope you are expecting not that it won't work, just that it minimal results, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, hope for the best, expect the worst, at best nothing.
No,
Well,
it's kind of him trying to help manifest the bear to him by using an intention through that through the universe, I guess.
No, I
Hey,
get it.
buddy, I'm calling you so I can tell you to fuck off.
No, like I said, I understand what he did, why he did it, and his thought process behind it. I am just my own thing
You
is
disagree.
no, just I hope you expect minimal results. It's not like you do this, he's gonna show up 2 hours later.
He's not going to show up 2 hours later. I don't know why anybody would think that he would show up that early.
I mean, I kind of got the impression talking to Raiden, that was what his thought was. He was like, I do this and he'll be here like soon, or
All of us looking at him. Okay, yes, it is energy flying through space. You do understand the concept of a light year, right?
no. Again, it's not the explosion that matters. It's the use of divine power that matters here, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. That would be...
Well, not my opinion, my guess.
That would be a good guess, actually. So, at this point in time, Raiden has thrown his wrench into the space and caused a small eruption. What are you doing, Shiv?
Staying in the hospital bay because there's not much else for Shiv to do.
Alright.
He can sit, he can monitor, and that's about it.
You note that the lights from the medical bay begin to flicker on.
Well, that's good news. I think.
Yeah, it is. At least you think it is.
Yes, that is in fact what I said.
And then they begin to flare and pop and explode.
No, I'm not angry yet.
So
Said
what
it
do
was
you
doing
do?
it.
Well, Shiv will pull up a chair for himself. Wait to see what happens for a minute.
The lights are on.
He will continue to sit in the chair and see how Liz is doing. Are the lights finally on in that room? Can he see through the fucking camera?
She has
Oh, good.
turned on the lights.
Oh, good. Things are slightly safer.
Yes.
Shiv will Shiv will take off his suit that he's been wearing since they went underwater, because he hasn't had much else to do. He hasn't had a reason to take it off.
The thing's heavy. You've been sweating in that. I hope you wash it.
Ew.
I am time. I do not soil.
I don't believe you. You also got bit a bunch. There's blood all over it.
You know what? Fair enough.
All the blood's on the inside, because obviously it didn't tear, otherwise you'd be dead.
Yes,
Exactly.
because I am in fact,
Internal
unfortunately, the person who
injuries.
requires.
Internal injuries.
Good news. You'll sleep on the ship and you'll be fine.
Yes. I am suffering internal bleeding. That's good. That's where the blood's supposed to be. Anyway, Shiv will approach the chamber that Liz has isolated herself in and open it.
The door opens.
Well, seems
You can
things are about to
breathe.
get. Yeah. Seems things are about to get real interesting real fast around here.
And why do you say that?
I mean, I think Raiden is trying to call the bear.
Yeah, he is.
I could have come up with half a dozen other ways to do that that might have been a little bit more effective. I could also come up with a bunch of ways to keep him away from here, probably.
You really didn't need to do it either. He'll be here
No.
anytime.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Within the next 3 days. It's about how long it takes for them.
But they could, in fact, just be here instantly if they really wanted to.
Could they? Yes. Will they? No, they give it 3 days. I don't know why.
Wow.
They
Wow,
just
the
do.
universe itself is governed by narrative, tropes.
Do you
Congrats.
honestly think they care about these tropes? Or is it just a tradition to them? I don't know. I am not one of them. They've been wanting to make me one of them, but I am not one of them.
What one have they tried to make you?
The muse.
Oh. Yeah, that tracks. I think Magnum was trying to get me to eventually take on the owl, the librarian.
Are you going to?
Probably not.
Hmm.
Like, for a guy who likes knowledge, I do enjoy transparency.
But your body's
Dumb dish.
opaque.
You enjoy transparency, then you definitely do not want to take on the owl.
Are all the Celestials required to be incredibly fucking cryptic?
I don't know.
Because I never...
But every
I
one
learned
of
a
them
lot
that I
from-
have met has been.
Yeah, well,
And
I've
not
been
very
interacting with one my entire
transparent.
life.
They've not only not been transparent, basically with their hosts, they find the host that is the most compatible with them. And they normally do it when they are either at least not expected or the fact of when they're
Most
they
desperate.
have to make it most desperate.
Like the case with Safi. To my knowledge, she was dying when the Oracle came to her.
Mhm. She was one
The
of the
Phoenix with the
first.
Phoenix with the Empress. She was desperate in a land torn by war. The Phoenix woke. Made the deal with her.
She is the first.
Yeah, Shiv will literally show the mosaic, tapestries, whatever they were, in the ruins. Yeah, we know the story of the Empress. Funnily enough, it means that Scorpio 3, or being in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in space, is the Empress's home at the end of the day.
At least where she's from.
Exactly. Honestly, I think so far the only creatures that have been completely transparent with us on our level, oddly enough, have been the Thanes.
You do realize there have been several empresses.
Doesn't surprise me.
Just this last one was from Scorpio 3.
Which means that the Celestials have played a part for an incredibly long time, and the Phoenix is incredibly patient.
Yes.
Maybe rename that volcano in Rebels Rise to the Phoenix Nest.
I will kill you. That's not hyperbole. If you try that, you die.
Are you there?
No,
Okay.
but
You
he
could
gets
be
that
there.
voice. No, he gets that voice in the back of his head that just screams, "This is a bad idea."
What brings you here, Chef?
Oh, the entire situation. Just... I've had quite a bit of time to think since we met Jurgen and company.
Okay.
And I see where they're coming from. At the end of the day, the Thanes are basically just children.
In a way.
all squabbling over who will get to be the first one to do this, that, and the other thing.
In a way.
There's part of me that thinks that some of them could be redeemed, that some of them might still have a little bit of humanity in them. A soul, as it were.
No, considering the fact that things were human, I'm pretty sure that is possible.
Now, would redeeming them make up for all of the terror they've wreaked? All of the...
Would it?
Probably not. It would take time for people to even get used to the idea that...
I mean, there
The
are
things
solar
are-
systems after solar systems that have been wrecked by them.
Doesn't make up for it. But we know for a fact that there are ones that, for lack of a better term, don't want to fight in this war. They don't care about Blangiel. I assume they couldn't care less about the Emperor. And they seem to show no loyalty to Willis.
The only loyalty they have to Willis is the fact that he once was their father. But
Yes.
that's about the max.
And what does that make you to them? In your mind. Do you see yourself as their mother?
I can be. Considering I know what they want.
We all do. That's the thing. As much as people would wish that I didn't...
But if I was to
do-
become their mother, I would have to have a better hand at it with them than I do now. And I don't want anything to do with Blangiel.
Well, she's probably gonna start gunning for us whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
She already got you once. What's to stop her from trying again? Because the fun thing is, she knows the principles. She
got
knows
me
vaguely
because she got me because I let my guard down.
In fairness, you also literally got yourself in the middle of a gang war.
That's what I mean. I let my guard down.
And I'd still say you won that fight.
Did I? There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, and it's Mitchell Graves who betrayed you and took you out.
Yeah.
He waited. He strategized. He knew what would happen. He knew what to do.
He had everything planned. Planned everything.
He sent Bad Kitty after me.
Just to get you out of the way.
It's funny, because he's also the one that tried to call me out for quote-unquote using my powers irresponsibly. Meanwhile, he was sitting in his obsidian tower, for want of a better description, because he was underground.
He was sitting in his mom's basement. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much. Just waiting to see which side would, I don't know, I guess drop the ball first.
Yeah.
He felt betrayed by both of you.
Yeah, he did. And it seems that he was not the real Mitchell Graves.
Might not have been.
Yet he had the ability of him.
I mean, if he's been cloning himself and also making Thanes based off of his template. I wonder. That's an interesting line of thought.
What?
If that's what's on New Terra. I'd prefer not to ask the universe about that yet. Because that's a terrifying implication one way or the other.
What's on New Terra is my establishment for the Tharals.
Yeah, but what if he put something there?
That's possible.
What would have stopped him?
Nothing. Especially since it's been, I don't know how many months I was away. 7 months?
6 or 7, give or take. Revelation, by the way, about Willis. He did, in fact, believe that he was going to die when he sent out that message. I don't know if he has died completely or if his things were just in time. I don't care. When we find him, because I'm sure we'll find him, it's not going to end well for him. It's not going to end well for Mitchell either. I'm sure we'll find him first. In fact, I'm hoping for it.
I'd rather you look for Mitchell Graves.
That said, it's surprising.
I understand what he did to me. I think he wasn't in his right mind at the time. And I forgive him. And I understand now, hopefully, that he has finally decided that he's done with the whale.
You're right to hope that and think that. And I kind of hope so too, because like I said, I did consult the universe about it, and he did in fact believe he was going to die. Those were going to be his last words in his mind. He had no hope left of thinking he would survive.
And the bear is out. It makes me think that he didn't.
He probably got close enough that the bear decided to say, well, you know what, it's not worth continuing if you're basically giving up the ghost on your own. They need permission to take hold. Nobody ever said they needed consent just to leave.
They've left before. On their own. Normally happens just before their host dies, or right at the time that their host dies.
Has anybody ever been known to just give one up? Because my understanding of Blangeals is she stole power on that level.
One. You mean just let it go?
Let it go, ask it to leave?
No. Not that I know of.
Well, perhaps there'll be a first time.
If anyone could do it, it'd be my husband.
Well, like I said, he thoroughly believed he was dying when he sent out that message. It's interesting. The amount of things that happen when one starts dying. chemicals in the brain, adrenaline, snapping you back to your senses as your biochemistry changes. I believe those words of his were genuine. As he was dying in his last moments, he learned and finally felt true and utter regret.
Yes, he did.
Because in the pursuit of his little mania, one often does hurt the ones one loves.
Hopefully.
If he's survived, I hope he has finally gotten some semblance of peace. If he's dead, I still hope he has some semblance of peace. It doesn't make up for what he's done. But at least he was willing to admit when he was wrong.
Would you pardon him?
I made my choice. I sent him to prison. If he came back and started beating us up, I'd say no. But knowing that in his last moments he did in fact believe he was going to die, I still would forgive him. And that sets me apart from the rest, I'm quite sure. Because after everything, you were basically his last thoughts. He chose to send out a message that he hoped you'd hear.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, in my mind, that is more powerful than all of the other actions. One last final true admission of love.
I think he was truthful. I don't think he was... I think he was sorry. I think he actually regretted. And I think he was hoping for forgiveness.
Wouldn't have sent out the message otherwise. Like I said, I asked the universe, I queried. He said, gesturing to the glove, oh, by the way, I found this. And he did in fact believe he was dying. That those were in fact going to be his last words. He's done stuff that he regrets. And at some point we'll make it to New Terra. Deal with whatever's there. I hope somewhere in the middle of that we also find Blangeal and Graves. Because I've got a few words I'd like to say to both of them.
What would you tell them?
Oh, what wouldn't I say at this point? But one of the bigger ones would be that for all the atrocities committed presently in the universe, I'd be willing to attribute most of them now to them. Because as has been pointed out, Graves has his own army of Thanes now, based on his own template. Even if Blangeal is out of the picture, the war will never end. Because I guarantee he puts at least one of his own in with every group, stirring up more discord, setting them all against each other. Would that solve the problem? Eventually they'd wipe each other out, sure. But that doesn't stop anybody else from eventually creating more. Because people know that the knowledge for them exists. You, me... Blangeal's got an idea of it because she was splicing Shark with Thane.
He knows.
yet she can't build the machine, which is interesting. She needed you
Yep.
or your husband, which is very interesting indeed, because it means even if she were to build one that was the exact thing, I don't think it would actually work. She could take what already exists and splice that together.
She could.
You just came in. Oh, Raiden, you've actually shown up.
Yeah, for about an hour. And that's
Yeah, so if there's anything right after Shiv is talking, you're hearing him talk to Liz right now. The lights have turned on, and she is talking
People can
to
breathe.
Shiv.
yeah, we might be able to get through. We might be able to actually do the bear today then.
Maybe.
That's not happening due to timeline.
Yeah,
This is the second
Anyway.
day, so probably not.
I mean, we all still have to rest anyways.
But if you feel like you would like to join in the conversation, you are
He's
Welcome
presently
to-
sitting outside the ship, waiting for the bear to show up in Indian sitting position.
true. But he can
I'm
come
Indian.
Or at
back
least
in
that's
and think, okay, maybe it's,
I'm just happy to be chilling on top of the ship.
yeah. Who knows? He could even be listening with his drones.
Yeah.
As long as-
Earbuds.
Yeah, because
yeah,
he's got a Roomba network.
he does have a Roomba network.
Well, except for like the 10 red Roombas that just don't listen to me.
Yes, the Roomba position, or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
the
they call them.
Spanish room position.
Alright.
Their chief weapon is disobedience.
Far as the things go, far as the factions, there's been so much time that I do believe each one has a personality.
Indeed.
But do I improve upon what they have and make them so that they can have children?
And that's the debate. As it stands, as has been mentioned, we don't know actually what will happen now once Blangeal is out of the picture. But we also know that Graves has his own, Blangeal has made her own, for lack of a better description. I'm sure that drug that we dealt with, SPX, has made its way to other planets by now, and I'm sure she has a hand in it somewhere.
We would never know until we find it. You know, she had some hand in the thralls. So
Yes, but
and FM was
The-
involved with that, so there is a possibility, yes.
you know, the thing with the thralls, the thralls, they're the clone guys, right?
They're the ones that were being used as second-class citizens, and if
Yeah,
they,
they're the
if
clones. They're
somebody
the clones grown.
needed a organ or whatnot, they would take
Yeah.
it from them.
The thing with those is they also have the quote-unquote anomaly that is being able to develop a personality.
Yes.
There is the old phrase that life finds a way.
Life does find the way. And
We could just keep running. We could. And eventually the Thanes would probably evolve on their own. Just like the Mixisms did.
Or they become
But you-
extinct. Do not know.
Well, that's the thing. Some developed personality and became separatists. The Emperor literally took on a celestial called the Creation. Or the Creator, or one of the two.
Makes me wonder why he doesn't just do it himself.
I think perhaps he wants to be told how. Just because I could tell you 30 ways to skin a cat doesn't mean I could hand you a razor and say, do it right here and now. You can create whatever you want. But there's a difference between creation and refinement. Eventually, he would get there. But based on what we know of the Emperor, I just don't think he has the patience.
That is one thing that I do know about the things. They don't have the patience.
Well, that's the thing. Because Jurgen clearly does. Or at least some semblance of it. Otherwise, we'd have been wiped out of the sky and you would have been taken.
Jurgen follows orders. That's stronger than their personality.
Which means they do have some semblance of patience. Because they're still waiting on us. They're willing to negotiate and wait.
Well, they're currently not here, if I remember.
Yeah, they're performing reconnaissance over at the remains of your husband's ship.
So they will find something.
They'll find an answer.
I'm kind of waiting for that answer.
But the funny thing is that they've been more patient with us than SOB was with the ship coming in to try and save your husband.
Perhaps that's why he became the ambassador for the group. But they normally do not have patience.
But again, it shows that they can evolve. They can learn. They can potentially be taught.
Perhaps. And if so, then I will have to put my full hand into it. Because I cannot let this continue.
Like
There
I said,
have been so many years that we decided to go away because
run, hide.
we
Run,
did not
hide.
run. I was trying to get him to just give up the ghost. It wasn't run. We didn't.
was still hide.
run. Hide? Yes. Yes, we were hiding.
And the funny thing is Blind Jill was under your guys' nose the entire time. Or at least most of it. How long was she monitoring, I wonder? How long was she waiting?
I don't know.
I bet answers lie somewhere. And I'd rather not risk drawing too much attention to myself to find them.
Well, you are the one who has the 8-ball.
I'm also the one that can hack into her computers.
Then I'm
I'd rather
sure
have all the
eventually
information.
You could get the information if you tried.
Oh, I guarantee she's got some in her lab. I also guarantee that there's at least one or more Clan Solari ships that probably have some information.
Perhaps.
They're her cult. Why wouldn't they keep what they would probably consider a sacred text? Messages from their god. They seem fanatical enough and dangerous enough. Begs the question, why was she hijacking Thanes if she had... Well, obviously to splice a few of them.
Why would she hijack things? I could tell you why she'd hijack things. I mean, you could ask the universe, but I'm pretty sure I know why.
So that she'd have something to use against you guys if she decided to attack? Because clearly Clan Solari wasn't getting results.
Clearly. I mean, if you can change... If you could play with somebody's mind that was your enemy and make them your friend, would you not do that?
Theoretically, I could.
Well, I'm thinking she did too.
Well, like I said, we did find the, I believe the rest of the group has nicknamed them Tharks. A mix of Thane and...
It's just a partial jab at a Shiv.
You're not the only one who can hack stuff, my guy. You have an easier time since, well, distance hacking.
Oh, you are really far up, because that's from, like, last week.
No, that was just now.
In what chat?
Opus.
Roll 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not even in roll 20, and I knew that.
Well, fair enough. I've been tabbed into the Discord to make sure I'm not echoing through my own mic.
Well,
So the roll 20 boink sound doesn't play.
no.
Honestly, I'm not as worried about Blangeel's creations. I'm more worried about Mitchell Graves's. Because he is, in fact, a murderer, an assassin, somebody with that kind of level of strategy. Do I think that Klein Solari might have imparted some stuff for Blangeel to use in her little experiments? Sure. But Mitchell Graves gave his Thanes his template. Just as your husband's Thanes use his genetic template. Which means that Mitchell Graves' Thanes are somewhat empowered in the same way that he is.
Are they? Do you know this?
No, this is just base assumption on my part.
Then I'm not gonna believe you're right. I
Well-
personally don't think his things are connected to him like that.
I'd rather be prepared and be wrong.
You're wrong
I'd ra-
on
I-
so many levels already.
Aren't I always? I'd rather be a pessimist and wrong than an optimist and wrong.
I mean, you have the opportunity to ask the universe for a fact,
Yes,
but you're not going to.
the day, because we're still in the same day, correct?
Yeah. This is day
Yeah.
2. This is day 2.
Yeah, we went down, we got fucked up, we're all still recovering.
Yeah.
Hey. Factually
Most of
incorrect.
us-
Not everybody got fucked up.
I have full
As
health
a
and I'm only
group.
down one effort.
Group, we got collectively fucked up.
No, Riley's fine. I broke him.
3 people out of 5 got fucked up.
I mean, I'm still at about a half health, so I'm okay. I didn't hear no bell.
And we broke him again.
To be exact, I'm actually over half health.
Well,
Well, Shiv will just close his eyes, look up at the ceiling, and just ask the universe, are Mitchell Graves' Thanes empowered enough by his template to be empowered by his abilities of murder?
no.
Okay, fair enough. Like I said, rather be a pessimist and wrong than an optimist and wrong.
Bro,
Hey, if you're a pessimist and wrong, it's still technically a victory.
no, you're not being a pessimist and wrong. You're just flat out being wrong. Because you know for a fact that the reason everybody's looking for Willis is to make the machine so they can make their own Thanes. Nobody can make their own. There are no new Thanes being created.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. That means
You
in order
know
to base
for-
it on...
You know for a fact the reason why they're looking for lids is because
is
of
the
that.
same reason.
Because only those two know how to make these things.
Because as of right now, Thanes might as well be energy. They cannot be created. Well, okay, that's not fair. They cannot be created. They can only be destroyed.
So the opposite of energy. Got it.
But they can be destroyed.
Yes.
Again, the opposite of energy.
No, the opposite of energy would be everything can be created and destroyed simultaneously.
Fair.
Well, please, let me ask you this. How long has the quote-unquote Emperor been around?
He was one of the first.
Yes.
Thought he was the first.
He is Eris Mortis, the name I'm still not going to forgive you for. That's the out-of-character
He
remark.
was one of the first.
He was the head. He may as well have been the first. But
No, the
he
first
is
one
still
was
alive after
destroyed.
all of it.
The first one was accidentally destroyed.
Ah. So the prototype. Got it.
Mhm.
Yes, the guy, he saw that it was a success and decided to try it on himself and presumably a bunch of constituents.
Believe it or not, it was an Earth project.
Oh yes, I'm aware. I found and looked up some of the information that I could when we were going into space. And they're still alive. That's the thing. Even without the Celestial, I don't think he'd age to death. He'd have to be killed. Which means extinction would come to the Thanes on a much slower scale than most other things in the universe.
It would come on a slower scale, yes.
Immortal.
Hmm?
All of the Thanes are immortal.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean invulnerable.
No, but the Celestial doesn't make him invulnerable either.
True. Well, actually, we don't know that. Because out of character, as far as I recall, the creation / the creator is the first new Celestial to be seen in a very long time.
That doesn't mean anything.
Just means what I said. We don't know that as a fact for sure. Anyway, moving on.
If the dude was invulnerable, he would have flown all the way to the central hub of the Empire and wrecked everything. Because nothing would be able to stop him.
Correct.
No, fair enough.
You have to start using indirect evidence, man!
Stop trying to play the flake in a game where I should be playing somebody a lot more logical.
Yeah.
Anyway. Point is, they want change. They have a desire for change, which becomes part of their personality. They've developed personality. Like I said, Jurgen's developed patience. He can follow a standing order without wiping a ship out of the sky that comes by. I'm sure we've been noticed over here by now.
Probably.
Hell, considering the fact that we had a contingent of, 3 other SOB ships? One's still hanging around, one's gone out, and the other one fled.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, one went to go examine the ship. It got ambushed by Willis's Thanes. And as far as I'm concerned, they opened fire first. He doesn't admit that he blew a query on that.
Who did that?
The SOB ship fired on Willis's things as soon as they came around and got their shit absolutely wrecked.
That is possible. Anyway,
Because they were trigger happy.
is there anything else
I think-
you want to talk to me about?
Well, I just want to give you my opinion because I think the Thanes, some of them, could be
So,
redeemed.
do you think I should give him the information on how to make it?
Oh, hell no. No, because so long as you have the information, we can bargain.
I'm sorry.
Because there's stuff I can do as well. I can help.
How can you help?
Well, number one, Shiv goes into his pockets and once again pulls out the vial. I know the relative genetic makeup of at least Willis's and the Emperor's things. We could offer to change them. Make them less aggressive, less, 7 foot tall at its base, armored with natural armor. Make them more human again. That's my thoughts. Because originally my thought process was use this, wipe them all out, innocent or bad alike. But knowing that they
boy.
can knowing that they are willing to negotiate, they can obey orders, and they aren't all as trigger happy as we have been led to believe.
Well, I don't think it's totally out of the realm of thinking they're trigger happy. I mean, they were considered a warrior race, and
On the whole, they may as well still be considered a warrior race.
Yeah,
But-
Nothing, don't worry about it.
but at the
Oh,
same time,
I got it. Innuendo. Got it.
there may be some changes. I mean, enough time has passed that maybe some of them became different.
We know that some are different. Some literally just fucked off to a planet somewhere saying, you know what, screw it, we don't want either side of this fight.
Mhm. And they
Now, ones that
obviously
are-
can make more, they just don't know how to make them so that they can be more and grow and become like less of a clone and more of a true individual.
Yes. And, well, think about the Ink creatures. Like, look at them. They had a want to be permanent, to be somewhat, individual. Whether or not that was our friend plugged into them or their own personality, I couldn't say. And I'm completely tapped out, so I can't figure it out.
The creatures were childlike even more than the things were or are.
Well, yes, because they were an extension of the guy's will. And his want was to, as far as we are concerned, have a family, have friends and a life. Cedric, thank you. Right, because we had the not the entertainer joke. Want to have a family, a life, potentially children. And that's what those ink creatures were to him.
Yeah.
That's what he perceived them as, so that's what they were.
But they were also Blengiel's
Yes. Yes, that's
opportunity for another army.
right.
Which is
And,
why I didn't finish what she wanted me to finish.
I mean, if we hadn't snapped you out of it, you almost certainly would have.
Probably. It was very
Hmm.
difficult to fight.
Yes. Yes, because she could have, considering what she does, splicing things together, she could figure out how to make a machine like that. Like I said. But you and your husband have something special that allows it to actually work. And I'm assuming that's some special secret power that even you don't know the full ramifications of.
No, and I don't want to give it away.
Good choice. I don't think all the things are beyond redemption. That's my 2 cents. I know Kormac will probably disagree with me.
Well, we'll
I'm
see.
sure Ignis.
I would
I'm
like
sure
to talk
Ignis
to
too.
Kormac. I know that Ignis also wants to talk to me.
Yes, and you should talk to Riley whatever chance you get as well.
Of course.
I'll just leave you to stew on what I've said.
Thank you.
I think they can be changed for the better.
I don't disagree with you. I just hope that they would just let go of the whale.
Well, you know what? A better idea? Let's get her first. Present her head to them.
That would be interesting.
Oh, I think it'd be fun!
Well,
Says the guy who gets scared as soon as he takes 1 hit point of damage.
sure that she's on her way.
Oh, I almost guarantee it. I have no doubt
The
that she
only
is more
thing
than aware
is-
that things have interrupted her operations.
The only thing is, what was she doing away?
We already know she's on her way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do know it for a fact that she is some ways away out. She'll be here eventually. Whether or not she gives this place a wide berth because it's literally surrounded by a battalion of ships, I have my doubts.
We'll see.
Currently, there's 2.
Well,
That would still be a small battalion. Technically
no.
3. Isn't the 3rd SOB ship still here?
No. 1 went to Scorpio, 2 stayed here. 1 left off and is now destroyed.
Yeah, and the other one's still here.
she finds a bag full of rocks and she thinks, huh, Kaya must have thought I was hungry.
Well, you should eat. I'll
Okay.
send Kormac down.
Thanks.
Get stoned, bitch.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sure there's drugs. I'm sure there's proper drugs somewhere around here. And Shiv will go and find Kormac, wherever he is.
Kormac's crew has taken over one of the wreck areas near where they're all staying.
So I come into a particularly violent game of table tennis.
No, cool.
A particularly violent game of billiards.
Yeah. Well, not violent.
I'm trying to be comedic.
Raucous, for sure.
Where the hell did all this beer come from? We didn't even have this much on the ship, I thought.
Why are you asking questions? You hear from the dude behind the bar.
You know what? Fair point. Kormac just does seem to manifest an infinite supply of beer. Guess it makes sense for his followers to have a near infinite supply of beer. Which way's the party?
Gestures to the whole fucking room.
And where's the host?
I think Riley's up on the bridge somewhere.
Of the party.
This is Riley's ship, ain't it? Wouldn't that make her technically the host?
Shiv just shouts for Kormac.
Who's on the couch next to him?
Oh, Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I thought it was funnier to let you keep going with him.
Yes, thanks. I've had my, with Liz. You can talk to her now. I'm sure you'll say the exact opposites of everything I said.
I love how you use assumptions so often.
It's more fun than stating something as fact and being wrong.
Isn't that exactly what an assumption is?
Touché.
Do you like being wrong?
Honestly, yes.
Oh, alright.
Because it's a lot less scary than being right all the time.
Not really.
Anyway, go. I will not keep your seat warm for you. You better call fives.
What?
Did you not have that as a thing when you were in... Calling fives. Saving your seat.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in a, fancy school.
I thought that was Fraternity 101.
At what point did you ever think I went to college?
You know what? Fair enough. Shiv just walks away, goes back to his room, nicks a bottle of wine.
Or we'll get up off the couch, look at the bartender. Alright, nobody sets anything on fire. That's it. That's all I ask.
Don't set anything on fire. Got it.
If we were back home, I wouldn't care. But this isn't our ship.
I currently don't want to be spaced either.
Yeah. I don't want you guys to get spaced either. So no fire. Oh, unless it's in like the armory. That just not next to the explosives.
You know, is there a reason why Raiden is sitting outside the ship?
Yeah, he's being moody.
Maybe somebody should check up on him.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Alright.
So he's upset. He's. Do I want to put this nicely, or do I want to put this in a way that's going to get back to him and make him angry? Alright, we do the funny one. He's got a little bit of ED going on.
ED, emotional distress?
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh.
Fuck you, bud.
I mean... Am I wrong?
I hate you sometimes.
Some of his powers aren't working the way he wants.
I didn't know that could be possible.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's gonna get fixed. It'll get fixed eventually.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, Shiv goes to his room, he takes a sip from the bottle of wine, and he starts up a little recorder. He starts recording a little message in Celestial.
Well, here's the thing. Before that happens, you take a hit of that first wine, and it's just vinegar. There's a note on the bottom that says, haha.
I mean, bizarrely enough, would not have been the worst thing Shiv has ever consumed. Remember, he spent like the last several years of his life in an asylum.
Have you ever drank raw vinegar or pure vinegar?
Yes.
Well, I feel bad for you.
It was not intentional.
Who hurt you, Shiv?
It'll say, neither was this.
Mm.
And at the bottom, there's a sticky note that says, haha.
Well, Shiv will put it to the side and start recording a
But then
little message in Celestial.
Then a smaller note when you take that one off that says, the real bottle's in the fridge.
He'll roll his eyes and go back to doing what he was doing.
Alright.
Hey, one of the PCs has to run around doing pranks. That's just TTRPG 101.
He's not wrong.
Yeah,
It is.
I mean,
Somebody has always got to do pranks to keep it fun.
it's why I do
And
the
Cormac
Roombas.
is the Cormac is the closest thing we've got to a rogue at the moment.
It's also why I do the Roombas.
Although I'm assuming he would not have good stealth.
Correct? No, he has amazing stealth.
Oh, you got a high dex score?
It's one of my highest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cormac
Right,
just doesn't.
you use hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, Cormac just doesn't like stealthing.
Walls are just doors waiting to be born.
Yeah.
Cormac believes in shock and awe. I mean, he has
Yeah.
stealth before. There was an entire scene where he and Raiden were crawling around vents.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Raiden has
Fair
the
enough.
stealth too.
Anyway, go
Anyway,
ahead with your
ship goes
recording, man.
I was gonna say I've got the dexterity for it too, so
Well, we can move on. Shiv's just recording something that I'll just say when it comes down to the meeting with the bear.
Okay.
All right.
This is part of my dumb idea.
Oh
Well,
boy.
I'll head down to the bay. Oh, grab Kaya. Why not? Oh wait, well, she would have been in the bar too. Throwing darts. Throwing darts excessively hard because her strength's higher than her dex.
You will see in the medical bay, the lights are back on.
That wouldn't matter to either of us.
True. But lights are back on, air's being reformed in the medical bay. It's safe. But
Oh yeah. Little side scene of Shiv almost getting taken off his feet as he opens the door, and there's a recompression of that particular room as all the air rushes back in.
I was going to say that originally, but decided against it.
it's alright. I'm not gonna retroactively do it.
Well, no, it's
because it
just
would've
it's
been
just funny.
funnier.
It,
It would have been funny. That's fine. But the air is back. Everything is practically the same. She seems to be still solemn, but there. Seems to be halfway there. Thanks, Kaya, for the rocks.
Yeah, so like, no problem. Figured somebody ought to bring you something to eat at some point.
I was kind of getting hungry. I don't normally am hungry when I'm depressed, but
Hunger usually brings people out of their funks.
I was getting hungry.
It's usually that or die.
Sure.
Okay. Well, anyway, Shiv said you wanted to talk.
Yeah. You do know when Jurgen gets back here, we have to make a decision.
Well, when he gets back, he owes me a conversation.
Yes, I guess he does.
Oh, no, he agreed to it. He fucking does. He totally does.
I definitely want to know what happened. So,
What happened to...
the ship that Willis was on.
Oh. It's in the message. Fucking Mitchell betrayed him.
Yeah, I already knew that. But I mean, for us, if there's anything else they might have found. Since we're not there, I'm sure they're looking heavily on figuring out what it was.
What was?
What the betrayal, what happened to the ship, why it just went down.
Well, in the background, you can hear the life support. My guess is Mitchell probably told him he had more than enough to get to wherever, or to get to Beppo, and lied to him, knowing he gets stranded on the outside of the system with no help, and eventually Now succumb to the elements.
Sense. Well, I wanted to talk to you because I wanted to see what you thought.
Oh, about the newest season of All My Circuits?
Sure. What do you think of all my circuits?
It's all right.
Hmm.
The new lead doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
You hear the old organ sting of a soap opera.
The actual thing that I would like to talk about is the Emperor and what he truly wants.
Okay, you said you had an
I've
idea.
heard from Raiden. They doesn't think I should do it, and I kind of feel like I shouldn't. And Shiv thinks that there are things that possibly are redeemable that we could possibly do it for them, but otherwise, what do you think?
So, what is it that you actually think the Emperor is looking for in you?
He wants me to be able to turn on the switch for the ability for them to become fertile.
Wouldn't the more likely thing being finish the machine so he could pump them out faster?
Yep.
Well, obviously, you can't have that. So, I would say you say no to whatever the Emperor wants. But the flip side of that is, I think you should do it face to face.
Okay. And if I did that, and he decides to reprimand me, I believe I'll be starting a war.
It'd be very hard for them to start a war with no leader.
Yeah, well, I'd have to take the leader out.
Jurgen already knows that we're gonna be there if you meet the Emperor, so it won't just be you. That's why I'm suggesting it. He either accepts that he's gonna have to find another way, or he accepts his death.
True. But we know that they would have been looking for Willis first, the director. But if he's gone, then I'm it. At least I think I'm it. Maybe there's others that know it. I doubt it.
Well, FN is getting closer than anybody else.
True.
As far as he'll air quote the term redemption for the Thanes, I don't think they fucking need it. Not in the kill them all, because I don't want to kill all of them. I was actually the first to petition to deal with the Thanes normally, or civilly. Shiv tends to forget that.
That's true.
I have no problem with the Separatists, although I would like to find them to at least talk to them. That's about it.
I'm pretty sure the Separatists actually just want to live their life.
Yeah, well, it'll be a lot easier if they have somebody that isn't a Thane advocating for them.
True.
Granted, with my reputation, that's probably going to spread through the galaxy like wildfire pretty soon. I don't think I'd be the best advocate.
No, but I would advocate.
You're also not going to have a great reputation.
And again, true.
Then again, who really cares about reputation? sure shit don't.
Known that for about you for years.
As far as the others, Blangeel's faction, dead. Mitchell's faction, dead. Willis's, probably dead. The Emperor's faction, gotta remove the Emperor first and go from there.
I think there's a way to get the Willis's things back to normal. But that would require finding Legio.
Yeah, well, that's on the list. Don't worry about that. That's gonna happen.
Yes, I've heard that she's coming this way. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Unless she gets enough information to change her mind.
Which she could.
I mean, if she does, it's coming from Mitchell. Honestly, he's the first on the list.
The fact that he's a clone makes me worry.
Well, that'll take out all the other ones.
That means there was more than one.
The problem, what Mitchell, whatever, this clone, whatever the hell we want to call him. His biggest problem is he has embroiled himself and thus all of the other versions of him in a war with somebody that has more willpower than him. He is too reliant on his ability to work from the shadows that he doesn't know how to operate in the light. And once the light is on him, there's nothing he can do to stop his own decimation.
True.
He has chosen suicide by the slowest manner possible.
He's resilient.
Not really. He's cowardly.
Well,
Don't
that
confuse
is
the two.
true. But I do want to take him. I do want him taken out.
From all the stories that I've been told by him about everything in the past, the only reason he has ever made it as far as he has is on the coattails of somebody else. He couldn't even take you out by himself. He had to employ shadow agents.
He would have had a hard time taking me out by himself anyway. But that
Point is, he
doesn't mean he wouldn't try.
No, he wouldn't. That's my point. He doesn't know how. He can't let himself do it because he's too scared of what would happen when he loses. Fortunately, that is kind of a point that he and Shiv share. They are too wound up in what it means to be wrong.
I wonder if that's a flaw of that particular word.
It doesn't have to be.
It's a thought, you know. It could be.
Well, anyway. No, I don't think you should give the Emperor what he wants, because what he wants is basically control of the universe, galaxy.
I think I've made my decision. And it's gonna be requiring us to be ready to fight.
Been ready to fight the Emperor since I got these powers.
Well, good, because we're gonna fight him.
But this is why I want to have this conversation with Jurgen. because Jurgen has displayed uncharacteristic like Thane behavior.
Jurgen sounds like he is different. And if that is the case, is he following just orders? Or
Well,
is he,
that's what I intend to find out.
or is there more? I think you're right. I think you do need to have a conversation. I think I should not be there.
Oh, no, fortunately, the stipulations are it'll just be me and Kaya.
Okay. I'm sure we have a couple more days until he gets here.
Maybe. Unless he gets destroyed somehow.
Well, when did he leave?
We're well the time frame of he probably isn't even at the ship yet.
Yeah. Alright. So what's the plan right now?
There's more of Bladgill's stuff on the surface that I'm gonna go break.
Okay.
And then after that, it's just waiting. Granted, not the greatest plan, but all things seem to be converging at the orbit of Echo, so why move?
I understand why she chose this place.
Oh,
What I
I do
don't
too.
understand is why it was so close and we didn't notice it.
Why would you?
No, we didn't go. I occasionally went off of the planets. But I had a direct route that I wanted to go to.
That's my point. You would have never. Fortunately, you also suffer from the ego of the long-lived.
Yeah.
Why would you think your greatest enemy would ever be this close to your home?
I wouldn't.
That's exactly why she chose it.
But then again, I wasn't really looking for her. Oh, and I thought Willis wasn't either, but I could be wrong. And was wrong.
I don't think he was looking for her until recently. Actually, speaking of him in that message, I do have something to get off my chest with that, and you're not going to like what I have to say.
Go ahead.
I heard the message, I listened to it, the same as everybody else did. I heard what he said at the end, and I know that Shiv asked the universe of whether or not Willis thought he was going to die, and thus was when he said all those things. And I know he thought he was showing remorse or regret about something, but I don't think he was talking about you.
Are you sure?
I think he was talking about his original wife. The person you have been a stand-in for since he met you. I know you had feelings for him, and I'm not going to deny, or I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise.
I had feelings for him. There's no doubt about it.
From how he acted and how
I
he
wouldn't have
treated
stayed
you,
around this long if I didn't.
but how he acted and how he treated you and other things that have been said. You were a replacement. That's why he picked somebody that looked like his old wife. That's why he changed your name to the name of his old wife. I get that he maybe couldn't pronounce your name, but why give you the name of his dead wife? You were a trophy. Well, trophy's the wrong term. At least as far as I could see. You were... Yeah, well, trophy. Again, trophy's the wrong word. That's the one I keep coming back to.
Originally was a trophy wife, yes.
But I mean... You were a replacement. It was never you. It was the person you looked and represented to him. He did so much to make you his original wife. To the point, so much to the point that he stopped letting you be your own person, or at least attempted to be, with how much he controlled you in the end. He loved the idea you represented. And in his last moments, I think he was apologizing to the idea of Liz. And I'll be upfront, if his things did bring him back, and I find him, I will kill him. He made an oath to me, and he broke it. Full well knowing the penalty of breaking that oath is his death.
You know, he didn't break himself out. Mitchell did.
He could have stayed. He did not. I highly doubt Mitchell grabbed him by the throat and walked him out on his own.
I do think he might have used things to do so.
Oh, he definitely used things to at least assault the complex. But you were the lure he used. It wasn't force, it was lies. And lies aside, he knew what the penalty would be and chose to go anyway. Because I don't care how he was in his last moments. There are no words he can say to erase what he's done. The simple fact is the universe, or the galaxy, is safer without him in it. Because while he might have hid for however long you guys were on Opus, all it took was one shake of the table to send him spiraling into his old habits.
Well, it'd be nice to know what happened.
I don't care. There are some actions that knowing the why doesn't justify what they've done. In Pluto, and if he left for any reason, he would die. Because that was the deal for me not killing him there and then, the last time this came up.
Can I throw a wrench in it?
You can try.
He stays in Pluto. He finds out that I was taken. And he decides that he didn't want that to happen, so he tries to go after me.
Don't care. He has proven he is incapable of making rational decisions that don't destroy somebody else in the process. You don't get to wipe out billions of lives and suddenly have a justification for anything you do. He's still alive is because I agreed to a vote with the others. I also guarantee this. If we find Willis anywhere, it won't be just me killing him. Ignis will be right there with me. He will not survive the two of us. Hell, he won't survive one of us. Especially missing the bear.
He would definitely not survive you two. Now that he has a bear.
Even with the bear, I doubt he.
A slight tear comes down her and the tear is of crystal form. It actually is almost, it's about as much of a rock could possibly be than a tear.
It's a shard of glass.
Shard of glass.
If there's any consolation to be had, know that whoever Willis is now wasn't the man that saved you. Something was different then, but whatever prompted that is gone.
I don't want to feel that is the case. I was hoping for the benefit of the doubt.
There are people that can be saved, that can be redeemed. Unfortunately, he is not one of them. His reasons may have differed from Blangiel, but both of them destroyed a planet. That is a sin that cannot be forgiven. It is a sin that cannot be forgotten. It is a sin that cannot be unpunished.
Why can't it be forgiven?
Why can't it be forgiven?
Yes.
What justification is there for killing billions of people?
There isn't.
Then they can't be forgiven. Take it the other way. Why can't Blangiel be forgiven for what she's done?
I have a hard time forgiving her, but that's my bias.
No, it's not. There are sins that cannot be forgiven. Because to forgive them is to allow the person that committed them to do it again.
I do think she is making an army, a race after race. There's some reason why she's doing it.
Don't care.
But what I don't understand...
The unfortunate part is both Blangiel and Willis are ends justify the means type of people. Those
That
are
is
people
true.
that have to be stopped because there is no means that they won't do or what they won't use.
I think in the end he was trying to find himself a way to be redeemed.
I don't.
And was trying to say he was sorry.
Saying you're sorry? That means nothing.
Giving up on the whale.
The what?
The whale. That's what the story came from. It's an old earthen story way back when. Where he was... It's called Moby Dick.
Oh, I know that porn star.
Not a porn star. It was actually a book. The captain would go around and deal with this whale, and never managed to actually get the whale, but he was determined to do so.
All right, I get it. I've seen other things like this.
And
it's more of the stories that it usually leads in the pursuer's death.
The thing is, Liz, I don't care how he felt when he died. He had millennia to change, and he didn't. Deathbed apologies, they're meaningless as far as I'm concerned. You've waited till after everything was said and done to attempt to change. To me, it's a manipulative action. You waited till somebody is in the throes of grief, when their emotions are at their highest, to try to get them to change their mind about you. And maybe I'm wrong with him. But if the only step you took to be redeemed waited until you were literally dying, then you didn't want to be redeemed. Because it's just more words without action to back them up.
There's no way to give action, though.
There was. He chose not to take it. He had multiple lifetimes to change. And we could play the what if game.
We could.
What if he had made it to Beppo? Would he have changed? Or was it he only saw how wrong he was when he was actually dying?
I will never know.
That's why I don't accept deathbed apologies.
We will never know unless we can go back in time, and the only person who I even know that could do that, kinda, is Shiv.
And if he tried to go back to save him, I would stop him. I know it hurts you, but the galaxy is better off without him.
But am I better off without him?
That's up to you.
That's what I've been fighting about with myself.
It all depends on whether or not you can look back at everything that you've been through, all the things that he's done to you, for you, whatever, and weigh it against all of the other things. Was your life better with him around?
Sometimes.
You can say that about anybody.
Sure.
I understand that there is always going to be that point where he saved you from slavery. And that is a good action. I can't take that away from him, but it does not compare to everything else he's done. That is a drop in the bucket compared to the blood he shed.
I do think he loves me.
That's fine. I'll give you my opinion.
I
if you
have
think-
I have a hard time believing in the idea of me. I do think he loved me. I also do think that he had a moment of madness that went beyond.
a moment.
Okay, many moments of madness.
I think he had moments of clarity at best.
No, unfortunately, I agree. Still, I loved him. And I still do love him. But part of me just wants this to go away. Part of me just wants Blungio to disappear. Not come back.
Well, that is our goal. In our most visceral faction, we will make her go away.
Unlike my husband, I don't have revenge. I don't have the feeling for revenge.
I don't either. She hasn't done anything to me.
I'm not just talking about
particular.
her, I'm talking about him. Mitchell Graves.
No, he's another person that the galaxy would be better off without.
Well, I agree with you on that. I don't have need for revenge on him. I just feel like the universe does not need him.
So say we decided not to go after him, what would you do?
In my life.
You would continue to let him stay out there doing what he's doing?
You know, if he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, no.
He's
No.
always doing something he shouldn't be doing.
But I don't also want to let revenge tear my heart even further into pieces.
Just because you're going after him doesn't mean you're going after him for vengeance. You know he is somebody that needs to be stopped because
He
of
needs
what
to be
he will,
stopped.
for what he will do to other people. So to say that if we were to do nothing, you would also do nothing, you were indirectly helping him. Because you have the power to do something about it.
I do.
This is what I was getting at back before I was what I am now. Doing nothing can be just as bad as joining the wrong side.
But should people have to have revenge?
This isn't about revenge. I'm not going after him for revenge.
Because I don't want to have guilt on my conscience. I don't want to have the stress of revenge. Do I want to?
Why are you so hung up on revenge?
Because that's what he had. That's what.
So the only justification you would have to go after Mitchell is revenge.
No. Oh, no. 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 Definitely not.
Then you don't have revenge. You can go after him for the right reasons. There's literally only one person in this entire galaxy that I would hunt down for personal satisfaction.
And that is?
My mother.
Your mother is Solari, right?
Yeah, but my personal issues with her don't compare to my responsibilities to everybody who follows me.
Where do you think he is?
No. Worry about that later.
No, we still have a situation here to deal with.
exactly. This is Shiv's main downfall. It's too stuck on thinking 10, 15, 30 steps ahead that he misses what's happening right in front of him.
I venture to say that you're going to be finding another lab, right?
Supposedly, according to the information.
And you have another mining facility to go to as well.
Oh, yeah, speaking of, we're 2 for 2 on there being celestial shards at those.
So there's probably a third.
More than likely.
Wonder whose that's for.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I didn't even know the second one was going to go to me. I didn't even know the first one was tied to Ignis. I didn't know that's how they worked.
They can be used by others, but they tend to have a better stronger power to them if it's for the right person.
Kormac is going to press his fists together in front of his chest and crack all the knuckles in his hands. I hope you're ready for a fight that's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm ready for a fight.
Against the bear.
Oh yes, the bear. What are we gonna do about him?
He's gonna get a chance. If Raiden says no and he goes away, fine. If it decides to press the issue, I'm gonna press back harder.
You know, I don't really know what happens if the bear decides to actually just leave. I've never seen that. Of course,
Maybe
I've
we'll
never.
find out. We are in completely uncharted waters here, from what everybody's telling me, and I can't fucking wait. I've felt what this thing did to Safi. I know what she feels. And I know I can hurt these things.
How?
Because I made one manifest. I felt the seam of it between it and Safi, and it didn't like it.
So there is a way to break him free
Yeah,
without killing?
maybe. I'll need a live one to figure it out, one attached to somebody. And I have a perfect guinea pig in mind.
Who?
The Emperor.
Oh, yes. So you are going to take the creation.
The Emperor needs to be stopped. There is no talking to
There
his...
is no doubt about it. The Emperor needs to be stopped.
There is no saving his faction without his death.
Agreed.
Maybe we could save Willis's factions. I'm not taking it completely off the table.
I think we can, actually.
But Blangiels and Mitchells? No. They have been corrupted beyond reason.
Yeah.
But maybe we could get the Emperor to listen, willingly separate. I doubt it. Given
Maybe if we found out what it gives them would be helpful.
based on my conversations with Safi, if the host isn't willingly constraining the Celestial can take over fully. I don't think the Emperor's in control. I could be wrong. Honestly, it doesn't matter if I'm wrong.
That could be possible.
But if the Emperor is in there and he's not in control, maybe we can get him to reassert control. from there, get him to agree to being separated. Because he's only hurting his own people by going the route he's doing.
They're power doubles,
And
but I don't have a clue what the creation's power is, other than to build and make other things.
I don't even think it can do that. If it could, they wouldn't need you.
Correct. So why does he need me, and what does the creation truly mean? What can it truly do?
I don't care what it can do. If it wanted to simply be in the universe, it had every opportunity. It chose war. I understand why it latched on to the Emperor. The title says it all. The Emperor is a creation of somebody else. It found a like mind.
That is what they do. They find a like mind.
Yeah, woe be to the Celestial that comes to find me.
Guarantee you, if they have to, they will.
Oh, that'd be an interesting conversation, because it won't be a conversation.
It shows up. Kormac shows the middle finger.
No, Kormac shows it a sunstrike.
Or that.
I honestly don't know if you could kill it, though.
We'll find out, won't we?
I guess so. But I do think that we could at very least maybe contain it.
I don't believe in containment, because then I could get out again.
That is true.
As far as I'm concerned, the Celestials are as bad for the galaxy as Blanchio and Mitchell. And the Emperor. Now, as long as they're willing to sit quietly and do nothing,
Yes.
if they'll leave peacefully, fine. I'll accept it. But if they won't, they'll have to kill me to stop me.
You're ready to die?
Always. That's how I know Mitchell will never beat me. Because I'm willing to give all of myself to this. He isn't.
Well, then I have nothing to lose.
No, you do. There are people that look up to you. There are people that...
Well, let me ask you this, since you've been around them, how are they doing? What is going on with them?
Oh, they've slotted in well to the rise. One of them's on my council.
So they want to live in the Rise? Or do they want to live on their own?
I offered them asylum when you weren't there. After you get back, that's up to you and them.
Well, then we'll make a conversation together.
That was my entire point of going to them. I told them I would hide them from your enemies until you were back.
Well,
If you guys want to leave, then you're free to go.
I do know where I'd want to go if we did leave.
And that is...
You remember all those thralls I had?
Haley, one of them's in
on
the
New
rise.
Terra. Well, they have a home on New Terra. That's where I took them there for the longest time, so that they could at least survive without being subjected to slavery. I took them to New Terra to give them a place, a life. And it is thriving.
That's fine. Just remember, if you do that, we aren't there to help you.
I know. The question is, then what do I do with the thralls that are there?
I got space. Raiden has space. Shiv has space.
No, I'm not taking them back to Opus, that's for sure.
Hey, Opus. The only one who's still in the city is Ignis.
Why?
Because he wants to be. And in all honesty, Opus has kind of been kowtowed by me and him into being a good little girl for now.
As long as they live free, I'm okay with this. They have to live free.
Kormac will pull out his phone, start showing pictures and videos. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Literally pulls up footage of the lounge area.
And
It's an
be
all-day
whoever
raid.
they want to be. There.
Yeah. They want to be artisans, artists. They come stay with me. They can stay in the rise. They want to be hunters. They can stay in the rise. They want to be industrialists. They want to be mechanics, machinists, builders, constructioners. They can go to Dawnfell. They want to be scholars and become exceedingly good at the applied uses of statistics and probability. They can go to Nepi.
Well, that's the interesting thing about the thralls.
Yeah, that's a very
They
long-winded
are
way of
a
saying gamblers.
wide variety. I would love to give it a new name, but
Then do.
I'm actually considering what kind of name would I give them.
Let them pick. Why's it gotta be you?
Yeah, that's true. The funny thing is, they are a wide variety. They could be anything.
Really, the
Pioneers
old
of a new species.
between our three settlements, the only thing that they can't really be is like a business person, because none of our settlements really work with that.
That's something they're not.
I will say this: you will have to be a little careful around Nepi or whatever the hell they're changing the name to, because that's basically where Lucky Rabbit is HQ'd at.
I refuse to deal with Lucky Rabbit.
It's fine. So did I. That's why she's not in the rise.
Lucky Rabbit.
Shiv, the fucking moron.
You know the name. Whenever I hear Lucky Rabbit, I think of the devil. Remember the stories from Earth about the devil?
No, only the ones that were told about me in the lower circles.
Well, when they make deals, you should be wary of the underlying print.
Yeah, that's called dealing with corpos.
And she's not a corpo, but she's
She's a corpo.
a corpo. Okay, she's a corpo. She is the ultimate corpo.
They all act the same way. They don't make deals that don't benefit them and only them. Or at least benefit them more than the other party.
So why didn't Shiv read the underlying print?
He did tell you his reasons for siding with her?
No.
You know what? Hold on. Shiv, you're gonna get a call.
Shiv will stop his recording and answer it.
Hey,
What now?
Liz has a question that only you can answer.
You might as well get down here, Shiv. Because that sounded kind of a little bit forceful and
Well,
angry like a mama.
Well, here's the thing. She started saying that, and I cut off the speaker and then brought it back. Yeah. She's got a question for you.
Shiv will say, "Give me a minute," and he'll make his way back down there. Because
People did something stupid. Okay, maybe I can. But
And then Shiv gets in the room, and the first thing you hear is, "Hey Shiv, why did you make a deal with Lucky Rabbit again?"
oh, we're on this. Goody.
Yeah.
well, you didn't tell me about it. You didn't say anything about Lucky Rabbit.
No, give
I
her the
said
reason.
she was a neppy. She set up a casino. I didn't say why.
No, give her the reason. Can't
Oh,
wait.
yeah. She literally came up to me. I said, my first thought process was, let's just see what happens.
There you go.
Seriously. Oh.
it's not that-
She's face palming.
It's only the second dumbest thing I've done in a 6-month period.
No, it's definitely the first. No, that's definitely the first.
Was immediately surrendering to not Lucky Rabbit, Bad Kitty. Not a dumb thing.
I mean, it was, but it's definitely not. That definitely doesn't compete with signing with Lucky Rabbit. Specifically 2 hours after we had a conversation where everybody agreed not to.
You know what? Fair enough.
So did you not read the fine print?
Again, mistakes are made. Shiv literally pulls out the hollow copy of the contract.
He didn't even read the bold print.
Actually, until she showed me the physical contract, I didn't know one existed.
Well, until she's out of your life, I don't think I'll be there either.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't have a plan, but there is contingencies in place for dealing with her, but that's...
Don't worry, I have a plan, and it's not a good one.
Nope, no you don't.
What plan do you
Nope.
have?
No, he doesn't have one. Do not entertain this idea.
Very well.
You'll get poked in the temple and be like, this is exactly why you are the dumbest smart person.
Yes.
Because any plan you come up with has to include the group. Because if you go after her one-on-one, she will beat you.
Yes, she will definitely beat you.
Because she already has an advantage over you.
Yes, she can take out my entire settlement.
Anybody can do that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Ah, you're talking about the contract, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes,
When-
I've been looking for loopholes.
When whatever happens to her happens, it'll be at the spear point of myself, Ignis, and probably Riley.
Well, you don't even know what my plan is.
I don't need to know.
Well, fair enough.
I'm afraid you do need to know, just to make sure that you can thwart it if it's a bad one.
No, because if he's going to go through with it, I'm going to let him go through with it. Because I already told him if he's going to pull stuff like this, that I'm not going to help him.
Oh, you all factor into the plan. Trust me.
That's why I said I wouldn't help you. Because when you play secrets in games, you piss me off.
Oh, fair enough. Thing is, I don't know if the plan would work just in a general sense.
Then why enact it?
Because I'd rather have a plan that's guaranteed to go south on a sort of 90% ratio than not have a plan at all.
According to your fine print, you could be cursed.
Yeah, he already is.
How'd you get
Yeah,
cursed?
as far as I can tell, do not let me do business negotiations.
There may or may not have been some light vandalism at the casino. Shiv, if you're making a plan that you are more than sure isn't going to work, you don't have a plan. You have a means of getting yourself in trouble. You in fact have a plan against yourself.
Isn't that all of my plans so far?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. 90% sure that it won't work?
No, 90%.
Correct.
90% sure that it'll go south, which means that it'll go the other way.
I like how it took you a minute to register what I said.
Because the problem is, Shiv. Remember what we talked about when you do things, especially when you're tied to a group of people, that your actions represent them as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So when this fails, it's
It
not
is
blowing
going
back
to
on
affect
you.
all of them.
It's not just going to affect my people. It's going to affect anybody who is in Nepi. It's a pretty big and flashy casino.
You're not planning on blowing up the casino, are you?
No, that was that's Plan Z.
Okay, what is this plan? I really want to know.
Not appealing to Lucky Rabbit, but the Celestial itself, giving it a chance to run.
From you?
No.
Kormac is
From-
mildly laughing.
No, I don't think I could intimidate a Celestial. He paused for a minute. No, I definitely don't think I could intimidate a Celestial. Do I look intimidating? He says standing there, looking skinny as a twig, bald.
You can be, you just don't know how to do it.
Liz is just laughing.
Shiv,
I am
currently,
not intimidating.
currently you don't have a reason for it to be scared of any of us. None of us have a reason for it to be scared yet.
Yet.
Which is why I can't wait for this showdown with the bear. Because
That's
depending
why
depending on how this shakes out, we might have a reason for them to be scared.
And that's why I said I have no idea if the plan would even work.
As of now, with the information we have, it wouldn't.
Exactly.
Good news is it wouldn't actually backfire. You would get laughed out of the casino.
Well, we'll find out what happens when the bear gets here.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I am curious to find out what happens with the bear.
Well, I'm assuming you've spoken to a Celestial before.
Only
You've said-
hosted ones.
Oh no, I talked to one directly. Well, I talked at it. It tried to say something and I talked over it.
Were you able to understand it?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Just because they have their own language doesn't mean they don't know others. You don't live for millennia without learning other languages.
Right, their
if you'd like,
language
I could
tends to be like the beginning of most languages. Yeah.
And I refuse to talk to it in their own tongue.
Does it occur to you that if you tried, they might run?
No.
Because I guarantee there'd be passion behind you using it.
No. I want them to feel insulted that I refuse to learn their language.
Fair enough.
Because I
The
want
cat
them.
seemed to disagree.
I want them. to become impassioned. I want them to go on tilt status. I want them to start making the mistakes. And once we start giving them bruises and black eyes, oh, trust me, they'll start making mistakes. Nothing makes a person start making mistakes as when their infallibility is shown to be wrong. That their ability to be untouchable is shown to be wrong.
True enough.
I guarantee that the Oracle attached to Safi is feeling a little bit of panic. Because it knows I can hurt it. And when was the last time a Celestial was hurt by anyone?
I could answer that for you if it were tomorrow. Unfortunately, it is not.
A celestial or a host?
The Celestial.
That I
Oh, I
have-
could-
I honestly do not know. I've never met a celestial without a host.
Well, this was a Celestial on a host, like I said. I found the seam. I touched it. I talked to it.
Then we know it's tangible.
Oh, we knew they could be. We knew that they could become tangible.
You're welcome.
I knew that from exploring the frickin' ruins. Even myth has some basis in fact.
Well, good news is I did this before you went and looked at some fucking picture on a wall.
I thought we did that around the same time.
No. And I'll take what I have seen and done with my own hands than some storybook picture.
Well, do you have a plan while we're waiting on the bear?
Well, the bear doesn't have a host attached to it. That I'm just going to.
Just
If
obliterate.
it refuses to go, I'll make sure everybody can see it, and then we'll see what happens from there. I don't think Riley's gonna like what happens to her ship at that point, but say la vie.
I don't think I'm gonna like it either. I am basically the only person here that needs to breathe.
Then you just stay in the suit. God.
You do realize there are a lot of more people than just you who have to breathe on this ship.
Yeah, if the Celestial wants to fight out in space, we'll fight out in space. I can make it happen.
I think that would be the better bet.
I can't guarantee that it'll be in space when things go down.
Right.
Also, once it goes into its frenzy from being provoked, we may not have an option.
Right.
I'll tell you this. I'm not going to be the one that throws the first punch. Or strike, or attack, whatever you want to throw on it. 'Cause I'll find it far too amusing to watch it lose its fucking mind over being rejected.
Well, Raiden's the one who's going to be the one who has to reject it.
True. I could help that along if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to take that choice from him.
I know that he's thinking of rejecting it, but what happens when it actually comes closer to him? I don't know. I honestly don't. All I know is what I know of the host celestial relationships.
I know Safi could get rid of it if she could.
I do know Safi hates the celestial.
Which is why I need a guinea pig to try to separate them.
trying to think of a plan.
Plan for what?
The Celestial.
The bear?
Yeah.
There is no plan. Don't worry about it.
The plan is there is no plan, just figure out what happens.
What's the point in making a plan if it never survives contact with the enemy?
In the meantime, what do you want me to be doing on this ship? Because I really am getting bored.
I don't know, whatever you want. What do you think I've been doing? I ain't been doing shit on this ship. Playing pool? Well,
If you go up to the lounge area, there's presently a rather raucous game of pool and a lot of beer.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's basically the Rise summed up.
hey, we got people that make jewelry, we got leather workers, we got people that go hunting. Although hunting's a little scarce, we're still waiting for the populations to come back. We got
Yes,
people
but there is also a lot of partying late at night.
Well, if we brought the trolls back, they would be very, very diverse.
Do we have to keep calling them thralls?
I'm trying to think of a better name. But
Why not pioneers?
They are supposed to come up.
You
with the
get
name.
backhanded.
Shiv goes flying into a wall.
No.
Aw. Well, why not call them pioneers? They may as well be.
No.
No.
Shiv grumbles.
You are bad at making names.
Bad things. Because the thing is they're literally human adjacent.
So who cares? Just slam some syllables together.
I'll get back to you in the morning.
Right. Well, I think.
Do what you do best.
I think I'm gonna have some time. I'm gonna
You already had time
have
yourself.
a drink.
Oh, there you go.
That's a better one. Go upstairs, join the party. You owned a nightclub.
Well, technically she still does. It's just in a different place now.
True.
Well, then I will definitely be having to think about what I'm gonna call that nightclub.
I don't know. Your second named it. I haven't exactly been paying attention. Sorry, there's too many bars in my town. I can't remember them all.
There's that many bars?
Yeah, there's more bars than there are strip clubs in Neppy.
No, it's a joke. There's only like 3. There's only like 2,000 people in the Rise. What are you talking about?
They'll grow eventually. Just
I
takes
know.
time. So, since you did get a celestial shard, what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Corey's now just flipping it into the air.
A raw celestial shard.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find something to do with it. Maybe I'll stab a celestial with it and see what happens.
I wonder if that would work.
I don't know. Well, fuck it. We'll find out.
As you tie it to a stick and use it as a spear.
Fuck that. I'll just stab it with my hand. Use it as a dagger.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, we're
I
gonna...
don't know what I don't know what I'd do if I found a raw celestial shard like
Oh.
that.
Yeah, by the way, Corey pulls up another picture. We live next to a volcano.
Yeah.
Shiv was mentioning that.
It has now become a thing, but that is the last thing Korek will say every time when somebody's getting introduced to the Rise.
Oh yeah, and that giant hill over there's a volcano.
Okay.
You know what? Most
Will
people would
this
say you should
thing
lead with that.
erupt and we will have problems, or have you
No,
put
it's fine.
some power into it?
Yeah, we calmed it down. It's fine.
Okay.
He has literally been seen bathing in it and having to stop his people from jumping in to try and imitate him.
Okay, that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
His cult is that fanatical.
Yours tried to enslave people. I don't want to hear it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they met the elves in their and the enlightened librarians' first idea was, can we make them the working class? Can we make them the second-rate
There's
citizens?
another reason why they are not going there.
Well, I mean, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I literally sided with the elves, because it's like, we are enlightened. I know that we are scholars, but we do not do the slavery. Literally, I would have killed everybody then and there. I thought they were still going to push the matter.
Okay, that's an extreme response.
Yes!
That's an extreme response to a not extreme situation.
Well, you called it, right? So there is no
Yes.
need for such. I think I would have had. I think the Angels of Darkness, if I was there, would have had to deal with that real quick.
I mean, the elves would have just left and went somewhere else.
Like, legit, the elves only ended up there because it was one of their homes at one point. I welcomed them with open arms and eventually got my people too.
Good.
Yeah, once they realized they didn't need internet porn anymore.
You guys keep saying that, and in fairness, we do have an absurd amount of strip clubs.
Yeah, you have like 1,000 people and 15 strip clubs. That is not proportional.
That's a lot.
That's what, one strip club per 150 people, I think?
No, less than that.
No,
It's like
two.
75.
Why
Yeah,
so
two
many?
strip clubs per.
And a
Well,
Because
casino.
people got bored.
Oh,
apparently.
man. But you were the smart
Apparently,
people.
not having all the pornographic material at your fingertips makes you want to have a strip club.
no, apparently when you can actually go and touch it for real, makes you not want to deal with internet porn.
I mean, in fairness, we didn't even need that. We basically controlled most of the information in Opus.
That's not what he's getting at. Are you that
I'm saying that we didn't need
dense?
the internet for it.
Are you that dense?
Apparently he is. I'm in a holding pattern until the others heal up.
Well, if we're at a holding pattern, I'm in a mood for a drink. So, tell me where the bar is.
Which one?
There's more than one bar on this ship?
Okay, you've been out of it. We are basically on an aircraft carrier.
Oh dear.
This ship is rather.
All I've seen is this medical lab.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. This ship's pretty big. I think it's got like. Shit, I stopped counting. I think it's got more. I have to ask Riley. I never did pay attention. I don't know how many decks it has. It's definitely more than 3.
Show me where the fun is, so I can have at least a break.
Wait, oh, you mean fun for everybody, not just fun for us. Ah, I see.
No.
Alright, yeah, that's easy enough. Alright, Grandma, you need a wheelchair?
Sure. She laughs at that. No, I'll be fine. I can walk.
Alright, well, I think
I'm in better shape than I was before I got here.
Yeah, well, I think we're heading to deck 2.
Deck 2 it is.
I don't know, it's wherever my guys have been staying.
How many decks are here?
I don't know, like I said, I stopped counting. I think it's more fun that way. I occasionally get lost.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, all I gotta do is point at somebody and they'll tell me where I need to go.
yeah.
Oh, something you have to realize is you are always being watched by Riley. They're weird like that. Especially around this one will ruffle the non-existent hair on Shiv's head.
Ah.
And Raiden.
Shiv will literally glare at him for that.
Well, if you'd stop acting like a child, maybe people would stop treating you like one.
Fair enough.
She says she also has them keep an eye on me for reasons, but I don't know. I don't think I'm that prone to outbursts of damaging random property.
Why would she? Never mind.
No, I literally don't understand it. That happened like once.
Yeah, you don't damage random property, you go find a target and damage it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
Okay.
not random property.
You know what? To be fair, I did kind of wreck the holodeck, but I didn't know Raiden didn't have his powers at the time.
He still
I mean,
doesn't.
in fairness, we also didn't know that what you were doing would actually wreck the holodeck.
No, I did.
Oh.
Look, you don't train somebody into how to use superpowers without there being property damage. It just doesn't happen.
So basically, we gotta try to find a way to get Raiden back to normal.
Well, yeah, apparently it's scare off the bear or kill it.
And again, we have to figure out what happens when you scare off the bear.
Because I have a theory on why the area of things going haywire for specific things in the universe.
I'd love to hear
Happens.
what you think is the theory.
Well, because, well, this is for the area of it, not why a Celestial roaming free does it. Honestly, I think it's just them throwing a tantrum, but
Could be.
the area seems so, like, nebulous in its size because it's their search area. Searching for its new host in this area, then whatever powers it makes go haywire are going to go haywire.
Do we have any idea how long the search can go for?
I don't know. You all know more about Celestials than I do. Well, that's true. I think I actually know more about Celestials at this point than anybody else in this room.
What I do know is it can go 3 days. Whether it goes longer than that, I don't know.
Because you've only ever heard of one other celestial host dying, I assume.
That's the big one. Safi said there's been others.
She would know. She's like one of the original 3.
Oh, trust me, that is one Celestial that doesn't get to walk away. That one dies. Straight up.
What, the Oracle?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But, yeah. The Oracle, because exactly what it did to Safi and what it continues to do, what it continued to do until we, just as Zakaya, removed the virus from her, basically using her as a doomsday weapon. Or doomsday weapon deterrent? I don't care. No. That puts it on par with Blangiel and Willis. It dies.
Okay, so now we gotta figure out how to kill it.
Well, again, that's what the bear's for. Oh, and the creation tied to the Emperor, and the spider tied to Blangiel.
Yeah,
I get, we have test subjects.
we do.
And your old teacher there, Shiv, he's not on my radar because he hasn't been doing anything to my understanding.
Yeah, I don't even know where he's disappeared to.
I mean, you could.
I can find out, I'm sure.
Yeah, but my point is, he hasn't been doing anything, so I don't care about him. He's right up there with the builder.
Fair enough.
They're off on their own. Not.
I feel like I should say this then. I do, to a degree, know quite a bit of the Celestial language.
Okay.
I did, in fact, learn that from him.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most of the hosts that they're going to won't, so they have to know how to speak Common.
Fair enough.
You gotta learn how to start using inductive reasoning.
For
Why?
reductive reasoning.
No, it's not.
That
I
makes
said
sense.
reductive.
I mean, that they would have to know Common because of the fact that most of their hosts would not know Celestial. Celestial is a dead language.
Exactly what I just said.
Yes. And anybody who can speak it is an oddity on their own. I thoroughly believe that Magnum was preparing to eventually pass on the owl to me.
Well, are you gonna take it?
No, but I would like a few words with it.
You realize the more you talk with it, the more it might be able to weasel its way into an understanding with you, right?
No.
You are very susceptible to that. You have a pattern of it.
I'm aware.
I
Okay.
mean, Lucky Rabbit is one reason to believe that.
It's not just that one.
True.
If something sounds even minorly logical, he'll jump on it.
That's the thing that you keep pointing out. I'm chasing logic.
No, you're not. You're chasing fallacies. Just because something sounds logical doesn't mean it is.
Fair enough.
There's an entire paper written by a guy who says he can prove 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. But he's wrong.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No, I can find it and show you the real life thing of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like the Abbott and Costello joke of, God, what is it? 27 into 2 or something like that.
It's 13.5. Anyway. Well, Liz, this is the bar that we have taken over. As, like, you've been moving along the decks, you get to the point where a bunch of the halls have been, like, tagged and spray painted with, like, street art.
Mm-hmm.
It only extends out to, like, the areas that Kormac's people have been staying in.
I wonder, has Riley noticed this?
Yeah, we'll clean it before we leave.
Oh,
It's a great thing about using water-soluble paints.
Oh, then she wouldn't have a problem with it, I'm sure. She has somewhat of a sense of humor. If
I mean,
one
if it's
can.
if it's not permanent damage, Riley has shown to not care.
Right.
And besides, if nothing else, they just scorch it off.
Speaking of which, I have not seen Riley yet.
Yeah, they're on the bridge. They're really leaning into their whole commander role.
Primarily
she's
because they're
happy.
afraid I'll do something stupid.
That has nothing to do with being a commander.
I suppose that's fair.
But they are around. They're busy. I get it.
Didn't she also bring her girlfriend?
No. Alright, I'm the only idiot who brought their significant other to a combat zone.
Yeah, but your significant other can just as easily survive it as you can, I believe.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to realize just how defenseless I am in terms of the elements compared to the rest of you guys. I I'm gonna go improve my suit. He pushes his way through the lounge area and goes back to his room.
You know, if you ever find a shard, maybe you should make one that will help you with that.
Not a bad plan!
Yeah, we could shove it up your ass and see what happens.
I'm pretty sure I go off like a rocket.
Damn, didn't know the anal play got you off.
Wow. Alright, with that,
Wow.
I think we will call it.
That bombshell!
I think with that, we will call it. So thank you again for playing. Thank you guys for listening to us. This is Karsa KKWX. Karsa's my name. KKWX is my empire. And we were today playing part of the empire, which seems to be going south real quick. We'll see what happens next week on Godbound, Opus, Trust Issues. Goodbye!